They wrote it in the laws, ink still bleeds, treating women like soil, just planting seeds. She's gone, brain dead, not even awake, but the state's got a claim, gonna plant its stake. Say it's God's will, say it's life they protect, but they ain't the ones feeling pain or neglect. From Texas to Georgia, they set the trap, rights roll back while they smile and clap. Gilead's here, this is true. Hey mega fools, they'll come for you too. So I'm gonna jet, see you later. I'm not gonna be a baby incubator. This ain't pro-life, it's control and shame. They don't care if she's gone, just playing a game. Keep her hooked to machines, cold and still, just a vessel to them, not a human with will. No consent, no voice, no chance to resist, just laws in place, written with a clenched fist. Hospitals scared, judges playing God, bodies ain't temples, just stay on pods. Gilead's here, this is true. Hey mega fools, they'll come for you too. So I'm gonna jet, see you later. I'm not gonna be a baby incubator. Bands in the dark, they don't care who it kills, sacking courts while they strip out all of your wills. But we'll fight back, march loud, burn bright, cause this ain't the end, it's the start of the fight. Gilead's here, ain't no grace, and those leopards are coming to eat your face. So I'm gonna jet, see you later. I'm not gonna be a baby incubator. Not gonna be a baby incubator. Not gonna be a baby incubator. The creative director at WGSO had a little something he thought you should know. When Dan picked on his bits, Steve got real gruff. So Steve called Dan a flake, called him liberal dandruff. Steve thinks that his lines are really clever, but when do people ever like him? Never. Liberal Dan's got better lyrics, this is true. Listen and you'll feel like I do. Liberal Dan, his show is great. Liberal Dan, he goes live at 8. Liberal Dan radio, it's the best, cause Liberal Dan's head and shoulders above the rest. Steve's about to find out his mistake. In this feud, Dan's Kendrick, Steve is Drake. Dan might not be the world's best singer, but he's got more talent in his little finger. Steve thinks that his lines are really clever, but when do people ever like him? Never. Liberal Dan's got better lyrics, this is true. feel like I do. Liberal Dan, his show is great. Liberal Dan, he goes live at 8. Liberal Dan Radio, it's the best. Cause Liberal Dan's head and shoulders above the rest. Proclaimed king, a groper in chief, stealing our country, a crooked orange thief. Faux patriots who are poorly educated, wearing red hats and also unvaccinated. Liberal Dan will see us through. It's the best show that you're not listening to. So when you hear the call, animals unite. Liberal Dan Radio, talk on the left, that's right. A failing media that's barely treading water. They're too inept to fight this new world order. Corporate pigs are at the trough, hear the squeals. The swine won't bite the hands that feeds them meals. But Liberal Dan will see us through. It's the best show that you're not listening to. So when you hear the call, animals unite. Liberal Dan Radio, talk comes to left, that's right. A leftist voice on air, exposing MAGA treason, breaking through their lies with facts, logic, and reason, unmasking hypocrisy. The truth will be our guide. Call out their lies, justice is on our side. Cause Liberal Dan will see us through. It's the best show that you're not listening to. So when you hear the call, animals unite. Liberal Dan Radio, talk on the left, that's right. Liberal Dan Radio, talk from the left, that's right.
And welcome back to Liberal Dan Radio, Talk from the Left, that's right. This is your host, Dan Zimmerman, coming to you live from New Orleans, Louisiana. We're probably not going to open up the phone line today. I might have to screw with too many settings right now. I've already messed with enough as it is. Trying not to make myself too loud here. It looked like my headset was picking up a bunch of stuff. If I sound a little teeny or whatever, it's because I'm not using my regular microphone. I'm using the microphones from the headset, so it's going to sound a little different, but better a little different than not having one at all, right? Still not cleared to walk up the stairs yet after my knee replacement surgery on Thursday. It went really well. I was surprised at how I was able to walk around in a walker almost immediately after waking up, and maybe at least getting a little less woozy. Friday was pretty fine. Saturday was the worst day, pain-wise, because all of the anesthesia and other stuff had, I guess, fled my system, and I was hardly even able to get my leg up onto the bed by myself. However, yesterday it got better. I didn't sleep well last night for some reason, but it still wasn't really hurting, and today I had my first physical therapy, and really wasn't all that hurt afterwards, and I was able to do another round at home of all the exercises, and I'll do another round later, and haven't yet taken a one of the big pain pills today. So it's all doing good. Yes, we were going to talk about Terrence Stamp in a second. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, so hey Bulldog, good to see you over on Twitch. Let's say hello to the people on YouTube. We got Susie, Jackie, Robert, Jeff from just north of Uranus, um, to Steve from across the
If it's
pond,
not Scottish, it's crap.
to Mod Squad, Aaron and Jolie. See who else have I missed going on here. What's up, Pete on the dashboard? Good to see you. Progressively independent as well. Nice to see you as well. So thank you all for joining. I know I said it was questionable as to whether or not I would have a show today, but I do. I have a new song dropping today, so I had to have a show at least to be able to air the new song. Right? Actually, if you're on Patreon, if you're a patron supporter, patreon.liberaldan.com or patreon.com/liberaldan, you may have already heard it, or if you're part of the Mod Squad, you may have already heard it, or select other few who I kind of pre-released it to just to get their opinions and see whether or not I wanted to settle on that version of the song. We will play it probably in maybe about 15 or 20 minutes or so. We will see. So I'm also wearing, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not with the green screen, but the Al Gore Needs More Rhythm shirt from the Liberal Dan store, http store.liberaldanradio.com, or you can go to liberaldan.com and click the Liberal Dan Radio store link on the right-hand side of the page if you're on a browser. You might have to scroll further down if you're looking on your phone. However, I'm sure one of the mods will also give a link to the official link to my stepsister's website where she sells all of her shirts. And so we've got this one. I made a couple of videos the other day using my FDT shirt as well. Both are cool, both are fun. Of course, as I said, Al Gore needs more rhythm. So you got to make sure to help the algorithm, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the free things that you can do to help boost the show. If you happen to be on TikTok, repost, like, comment on those videos as well. Get the visibility up. Got Orvilby over in the chat and Twitch as well. Thank you, Orvilby, for joining. Appreciate you. Let's see. Thank you, Jolie, for sharing the link. So yeah, Aaron, I'm a trooper. I try to be. It's a little difficult, but things happen, and I just have to roll with the punches.
It is what it is.
Thank you, stupid. I mean, thank you, Donald, or both, I guess. Anyway, so what else to talk about when it comes to the personal stuff? I mean, it's been a lot of rest, but again, also I've been trying to make sure to get up, and they say to walk around a lot, so I've been trying to do that. Fortunately, my recliner is comfortable, and I can get my legs up on here. I was going to be doing it with my computer on my coffee table, but that just wasn't going to work. So this is probably how I'm going to be working tomorrow as well, just with my computer in my lap. We're doing my regular job because I'll be starting back doing my regular work as well. Too. Good to see you. Hey Jackie, what's up? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so Susie, the knee. I mean, like right now, there's no pain, and I'm shocked by that. I don't know what I was expecting or why I was expecting it would be hurting more than it was or whatever. I guess because I figured they're going in and replacing your entire darn knee. But I mean, right now there's no pain. So when I get up around, if I knock it, if I twinge it a little bit, if I move it the really wrong way, slight tinges of pain. When I'm doing my stretches, there is some sort of soreness there, but in reality, still not that much pain. There was pain Saturday, but don't get me wrong, Saturday was terrible. Although I did get to go see my kids ball on Saturday as well, which was nice. Wasn't expecting to be able to do that, and they weren't expecting either. I was basically saying, "Oh, probably won't see you for a while because I get my knee replaced, and who knows how long I'm going to be out." And came back the next week. So, like the song, "Cat came back the very next day." Anyway, so definitely trying to give more viewers time to join in and be able to catch on. Of course, I'll play the new dropped song now or soon, and then I'll play it again at the end of the show just to make sure that um, more people get to hear it, or at least the latecomers get to hear it as well. Hey, TV2 Live, good to see you. Um, Anyway, otherwise to support the show, I guess I've talked about that. You go to Liberal Dance Store again, get the Al Gore Needs More Rhythm shirt. You can, you know, become a patron, patreon.com/tripleban. You can Venmo me, Liberal on Venmo. Buy me a cider. Go to buymeacoffee.com/liberaldanradio or go to liberaldan.com. Click the Buy Me a Cider button. Also, let me know if you hear my kids bitching at each other because I'll have to tell them to shut up. Which is my subtle way of telling them to shut up now without having to actually yell at them. Because, normally they're not in the room with me, but they're in the kitchen right now, I guess, doing something. Hopefully cleaning the floor because they still haven't cleaned the floor fully so I can, walk around safely. But, as ye old orange face
It
says,
is what it is.
thank you, Donald. But yeah, you could also buy sponsorships. You can buy memberships for other people here on YouTube, or you can get a membership for yourself. Buy super stickers, super chats on Twitch. You can use your Amazon Prime. Doesn't cost you anything to support the show that way, or you can gift subscriptions, buy subscriptions for yourself, use bits, etc., to support the show that way too. So, good to see you, David, from Grand Prairie. Yes, and the best way to support the show is kneel before Zod, because unfortunately Terrence Stamp passed away. Of course, but known for other roles as well. Was it Tuan Fu? Thanks for everything. I think one of his roles, he played the Chancellor Valorum before that was replaced by Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars. Many, many roles for Terrence Stamp. He will be greatly missed, but I will always know him as Zod, and I often will say kneel before Zod or kneel before something in reference to that line, as always. Good to see you, CR. Thank you. And Alton Gillespie, good to see you as well. Let's see. I think the other day I drove by Paradis, Louisiana. I said it's not because we don't have the E at the end of it, so it's not Paradise, it's Paradis. And the joke there is I can see Paradis by the dashboard light. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. Anyway, so he plays Dragon Priscilla, yes. That's right, I think I messed up. Priscilla Queen of the Desert, not the Tulip Food. Got the movies messed up. Hey Blanche, how you doing? Come here, Blanche. Come see. Come over here. Come over here. Let's do a first for Liberal Dan Radio. Let's see if you can come over here and I can show everybody my dog, because y'all never get to see my pups ever, except for pictures of them, because they don't come upstairs because they're terrified of Sophia, the cat. So, come here, Blanche. Come see. Come see. Come see over here. Come see if you can, if we'll be able to see your face. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. This way. No, she's being a little weirdo. Hey, Chad, what's going on? Come here, Blanche. Come see your cute little face. Come see. Come see. You are not gonna cooperate, are you? No, you are not. Dogs wanting to do things you want them to do. Never happens. So anyway, I'm sure Stan would come over and put his little head on my shoulder right here because he's very lovey like that. Blanche just kind of looks down and is like, oh, I'm so depressed and sad. I want to snuggle. She just wants to snuggle those cats so much, but she never gets the opportunity to, unfortunately. So anyway, Donald Trump and his meeting on Friday with Vladimir Putin. What can you say that hasn't been really said already? I mean, it was an embarrassment of epic proportions. I mean, you start off giving him an Air Force flyover. You start off giving him the red carpet treatment. You put him in a car together with. I mean, that's actually kind of ballsy to get in a car with Vladimir Putin. Who the hell knows what he could bring with him? Who the hell knows? You're not going to sit here and frisk old Vlad. He could have, gotten some poison off on Trump. I mean, you know, not all heroes wear capes, I suppose, but he could have, he's KGB. He knows what to do in his spycraft. So, you know, we gave way too much deference to somebody who is responsible for the murder of a whole crap ton of people. So, let's see. They rolled a red carpet for war criminal who should have been arrested the second he stepped on the foot of U.S. soil because the ICC. Exactly. But he didn't because Donald Trump is a Vladimir Putin's bitch, and he will never do anything to make Vlad seem, upset. Like, in my opinion, like if Donald Trump ever gets Vlad Putin to make a concession, it's not going to really be a concession. It's going to be something that Vladimir Putin says, "Look, I give you this thing. You can say you made me do it, but in reality, I don't care. You can have this. It's fine with me. I don't care. You can say that you had me do this and I agreed. That's fine. Make yourself pretend to look stronger than you are, because we all know the truth. You are my bitch." Donald Trump basically got bent over the rail of a hotel room and was railed in a sundress. Sorry for that picture, but yeah, I mean there is no reason why all that should have happened. It should have been at a neutral site. It should have been, you know, them meeting together and not Donald Trump giving him a ride. It should have been a whole lot of things, and it should have been him speaking first at the post press conference, which wasn't a press conference because they never took questions. So, and then of course Trump announced, "Oh, I'm going to meet with Zelensky on Monday and some other European leaders, and we're gonna talk about having a ceasefire." Of course, now he doesn't care about having a ceasefire. He doesn't care about that at all. He's like, "We don't need a ceasefire. We can just have a peace deal." Well, shouldn't you want a ceasefire to kind of stop the killing? But Vladimir Putin doesn't want a ceasefire. He's still attacking troops. He's still attacking what he wants to attack. He's gonna try and scoop up as much land as possible before he gets Donald Trump to force Zelensky to say, "Look, just give up now, just surrender, and you'll get to keep you'll keep whatever lands you have left." Of course, there's no reason to believe that because why would anybody believe that? Because Vladimir Putin, with him getting to keep lands that he captured without any paying any reparations, without paying any cost for what he's done, with him doing that, it's just showing Vladimir Putin that this is how he can gain more land. He'll just lather, rinse, repeat. Attack again, make peace again, peace in quotes, attack again, make peace again, lather, rinse, repeat, right? So we were sending a terrible message to the world. We're sending a terrible message to Vladimir Putin that this is how you take advantage. This is how you steamroll the world. This is how, you basically own us, which is what he has done. Let's see, Fowler's Rats here. Good to see you. Chucker John got his new chair. That's good. Let's see what I'm missing some comments from Chad, but I'm not. I'm on live chat, so I don't know why. Atrocious at every game. I'm glad Zelensky brought friends this time. I know personally from experience that it's harder for bullies when you bring some friends. And yeah, Trump seemed a little bit, not as supportive as by the time when he had, you know, you don't have the cards, you don't have the cards. And of course, Zelensky's like looking at him, say cards again, say cards one more time. That whole video, I've been sharing that video a bunch today because every time Donald Trump somebody mentions the whole cards thing, I'm like, well, this is what I always think about whenever they bring up the cards. So anyway, what else? If he can, just invade a smaller country and demand concessions that were at World War II levels of appeasement. And I've been calling Donald Trump Neville Chamberlain for a whole while now, and everybody, especially Jeff Carrera, he balks at that crap. He balks at it. He doesn't want to hear that Donald Trump is our Neville Chamberlain, but he really is. He's just letting this murderer, fascist murderer, do whatever the hell he wants to do, and not lifting a finger to stand up to him. Biden was at least standing up to him. Biden was at least helping Ukraine fight back because we made a promise. We made a promise that if Russia got froggy, that we would protect Ukraine if Ukraine gave up their nukes. They gave up their nukes. We made a promise. we have not fulfilled that promise. So now, why would anybody else agree to any of our promises in the future when we're showing that we have no ability to uphold the own promises that we've made in and of themselves? So, no, Chad. Normally, if something you say gets dropped, I will see that your comment got deleted. So I haven't seen anything from you be deleted at the moment. So that's not what happened. Biden rallied the international community to support of Ukraine. Pretty impressive for a guy who supposedly has dementia. He doesn't. Of course, he doesn't have dementia. He has a stutter. Donald Trump is the one who has dementia, because Donald Trump is the one who said today that the only war that's left of all of the wars that were around, I guess, when he took office, the only war that's left is this one, the Russia invasion of Ukraine. Of course, he didn't label it the Russia invasion of Ukraine, but that's the only honest way to put it, is calling it the Russian invasion of Ukraine. What about Israel and Gaza? Israel and the Palestinians? That conflict is still going on. Why are you not counting that? I'll tell you why. Because he's an idiot and he's a fool and he has dementia and he forgot. So, to Steve, I'll just say none of you came to the defense of the Australians when I was a bit racist. So do we all secretly hate Australians? LOL, just laughing. Hilarious. Where's the uncommitted people? Where's the they're both the same, man? I found a couple creators on TikTok recently where it was just labeling them perfectly. Like she this person was talking about how she went on a date and she, like, on her whatever profile she used, whether Tinder or Bumble or whatever, I forget which one it was. She basically said no MAGA, no conservatives, no cops, no this, that, the other. And somebody lied and then at the date said, I'm really a MAGA supporter, and here I would like to tell you why I think you should make an exception for me, and then went on to show all of the reasons why no exceptions should be made. Uh, Anti-trans, racist, anti-Semitic, all this other stuff. But then, she doesn't want to date those, but then she's also talking about the crazy type of leftists who are too busy gazing at their own navels to try and figure out that, oh, where they're like, oh, we can't support the Democrats because they're just conservatives too. And I'm like, no, stupid. There's huge swaths of differences between the conservatives and the Democrats. Hell, y'all want to call Biden a conservative. The MAGA people call Biden a socialist. Both are laughable. Anyway, the worst Democrat is better than the best Republican in most cases. Now, switching subjects for a little bit, for a brief moment. I mean, we're kind of sort of at the end of that one anyway, but the mayor of New Orleans is under indictment. And a lot of times what they say about New Orleans, if you're a politician, you're either underwater or under indictment because of all the flooding that goes on over here. However, Mayor LaToya Cantrell is under indictment for some criminal charges. And, I guess not a lot of people are surprised. I voted for her both times. But here's the thing. I voted for her the first time because I was asking other people, like, who I knew from her city council district, what do you think about LaToya Cantrell? Oh, she's great on LGBTQA issues. She's progressive. She got a lot of grief for not living in the city originally for all of her life, but I'm like, it's stupid. I haven't lived in the city all my life, all my adult life maybe, but still, it's stupid to not allow somebody to, be a politician just because they moved here some time ago. Now, carpetbagging is one thing, but the whole "you don't live here" is a whole completely different ball of wax. The second time around when she ran for office, she ran against this guy, former Judge Michael Bagnaris, and attorney Desiree Charbonnet. And there are a lot of people who are saying we should have elected Charbonnet because I think it was Charbonnet and Cantrell in the runoff. And I'm like, are y'all forgetting what went on with this person? Are y'all forgetting absolutely what went on with Desiree Charbonnet? Desiree Charbonnet ran as a Democrat. She's a registered Democrat. She ran as a Democrat. But here's the thing. She sent out a mailer bragging about her endorsement by the Republican Party. And not only on that mailer was it saying, hey, I was endorsed by the Republican Party, it also advertised the endorsements of other people not just running for New Orleans office, but it also, which included Democrats as well, but it included the treasurer or the treasurer candidate Neil Reiser, who was a Republican, who was endorsed by the Republicans. So she was paying for an ad to be mailed to people, a flyer to be mailed to people to say, "Hey, I am, I'm an endorsed Republican candidate, and here's the other people who are endorsed." So she paid for the advertisement against the Democrat running for treasurer at that time as well, which was utter and complete BS. She also happened to lie about Jason Williams, the district attorney. She claimed that Jason Williams uh, endorsed her, and he never did. And it was like, it's been made to my attention that I endorsed this person. I never have. This is false. And they never really, when I remember, they never really backed away from it. They just basically might have done a, "oh, mea culpa." That's the end of it. But what harm was that done? Well, apparently not a, it was enough to not let her win. But a lot of times Democrats have just selective memory because they're like, "oh, well, this person, we should have elected the other person." No, we should not have elected the other person. I would have loved to have had an option to vote for in the last election other than Latoya Cantrell. But the other two options were Charbonnet, who was Republican, even though she was a Democrat, she's Republican, and then Michael Bagneris, who's a former judge, who part of his campaign platform said that he would uphold panhandling laws. Well, the Supreme Court has said that panhandling is a First Amendment right, and therefore you can't infringe on it. So I would expect a former judge to understand that you can't do that. Now, maybe he did understand it and was just trying to tell the voters what they wanted to hear because he thought that's what they wanted to hear. But still, perhaps enough voters were intelligent enough to see through his bunk as it is. It's Impeccable Living.
Oh my.
Good to see you, Impeccable Living. Good to see you, George. Don't know. Let's see. Dawn, I am downstairs instead of upstairs because I can't walk upstairs yet because of my knee replacement surgery, so I don't have my regular microphone. That's why my voice and my sound is a little different than normal. Do apologize, but as old Donald Trump's girlfriend
It
says,
is what it is.
"Thank you, Donald." But yeah, that's unfortunately the deal. I didn't want to have the kids try and disassemble my boom mic and mic stand and bring that all down too and have that set up as well. It's just like, you know what? We're just going to use these. I went between. Excuse me. I am also very tired. I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. I tried. I was trying to listen to myself before the show. These or the webcam camera or the webcam microphone, and basically I was just like, the webcam microphone seems to be picking up a lot of the air from the fans that are blowing above me, so we're just going to stick with this for right now. So, but normally I just use my headset for listening purposes, so I don't have to have the big bulky headphones on. So, you have not done anything gay today.
Oh my.
That's a damn shame. We're almost at 30 viewers. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and we are going to now, drum roll please. We are going to drop. If you remember previous shows, last two shows, I think, I was talking about how Donald Trump has not developed object permanence because he thinks that if you can't see it, it doesn't exist. If you don't test for the COVID, if you test for COVID, you get more cases. So according to him, those cases don't exist if you don't test for them. He wants to sweep homeless encampments under the rug. Um, you know, there's a ketchup bottle on the image that I use, so throwing up against the wall because he's angry about stuff. Non-disclosure agreements so that people can't see what he did in private with Stormy Daniels. The Epstein list. All the things that Donald Trump is trying to hide to make people think that they don't exist, simply because of the fact that he doesn't have object permanence at this point. So at least that's what I'm convinced of at the moment. So without further ado, let us go ahead and preview for everybody listening on Liberal Land Radio. This will be played again one more time later, I'm sure at the end of the show, and I'll also upload it after the show's finished. But without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to the new show, new song If Trump can't see it, it must not exist.
Obama and Bush's pictures got hidden, obscuring the past, history rewritten. Hung in a hallway where no door can see, confirming his unending fragility. If Trump can't see it, you must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list. Object permanence, a milestone missed. If Trump can't see it, he must not exist. Stop the testing was the line that he said. Hundreds of thousands needlessly dead. Now HHS is run by brainworm quack, hiding the truth behind his back. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list. An administration run by narcissists. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Boxes of documents stacked floor to the wall. Top secret folders in a bathroom stall. Charges were pressed, but the case was dropped. A corrupt judicial system he can co-opt. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Else includes the Epstein list. He'll swear it's fake news, a liberal twist. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Encampments downtown, tents lining the street. Invisible people that power won't need. Hide them away so the cameras can't find it. Proof of a system that's cold and unkind. Of chaotic secret and NDA sign. An illegal bribe, Michael Cohen fine. Trump got fined too over his gag order, but she didn't gag, cause he was much shorter. It must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list. We can't let him win, we must resist. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist.
And there you go. If Trump can't say it, it must not exist. The new song by Liberal Dan Radio, Talk from the Left. That's right. How do y'all think? How do you all think it went? What's y'all opinions of it? Do you think it slaps harder, as good as, not quite as good as, but still pretty good compared to the Baby Incubator song? Let me know. Make sure to smash all those, like buttons and heart buttons or whatever. But yeah, as I'm sitting there, I kind of used AI to kind of give me ideas and kind of structure the song. But in reality, I pretty much rewrote all of the lyrics to make them sound better. Uh, so AI didn't necessarily go as hard as it normally does as it pertains to this song, at least when it comes to the lyrics. But it was, it was fun to write. And then all of a sudden, I came up with the line about the gag order. Trump was fine too about his gag order, but she didn't gag because he was much shorter. I was like, I gotta throw that in there. I have to throw that in there because it's just too funny. So gotta love the nice little plays on words there, right? So I guess that's probably also deserving of an
Oh my.
because if she didn't gag, then
Oh my.
that means a lot of different things, right? Anywho, so yeah, so I had a really great time making it. And then let's talk about this image for a second, shall we? Because I tried to put this into Chat GPT. It would not make the image because it was like I can't make a parody of Donald Trump. I can't do specific thing about a particular person. I'm like, okay, fine. And then it's like I can't do the background either. So like, how about this? Do it separately. Make me over a transparent image the image of somebody in a blue suit and a red tie and orange skin, covering his face with uh, Trump-like hair, and they're like, "Well, I can't do Trump-like hair." ChatGPT goes, "I can do hair that's just blonde and wavy," and I'm like, "Okay." And then they make this, which is exactly what I wanted in the first place. Actually, the first thing I wanted in the first place was him wearing a diaper, but I left that alone. And then it was like, oh well, we can't make you the picture with the text in it. So I'm like, fine, just give me the images without the text in it, and I'll put the text in if I need it. It still gave me Epstein list. It gave me NDA. It gave me the no vacancy on the tent for the sweeping encampments. I put top secret on the boxes, etc. I didn't put a label on the ketchup bottle. But then I just had to add in Canva a couple of lines of text and put my own logo on it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I can outsmart ChatGPT if I need to in order to get what I need to get done from it. But well, I mean, I can't really do much about the camera angle because of how it is. So it is what it is. You're going to see me extra fat today, I suppose. Um, so usually the camera is a lot higher and pointing down. Now today it's sitting on top of my laptop screen. So until I'm cleared to go upstairs, you're going to see old double chin Dan, I guess. Probably one of the reasons I'm not clipping this show. I'll just if you need to watch it, you need to watch it. But even though I've lost 125 pounds, I'm still fat. So that's just what happens and the way it be.
It is what it is.
Thank you, Donald. And it's weird because ChatGPT, it plays dumb, but in reality, I kept on like it would be like I can't do this image. Then it would give me a whole list of things that it could do. It'd be like, this are all the things that I can do for you that's within our policy. And then I say, okay, we'll do that. And then it says, we can't make this image. It's not in our contact. I'm like, why? And I literally write, why, with a bunch of X. It's like, I understand how it can be frustrating to you, but sometimes our content creation software is more strict in how it interprets the actual rules as written, which I can kind of understand that idea. Being Jewish, why does being Jewish have anything to do with it? Being Jewish, to describe Jewish law a little bit, like we don't mix milk and meat, like so you won't have like you can't have like a hamburger with feta cheese, like goat feta cheese on it. So what the rule in the Bible says, you can't mix a calf in its mother's milk. Well, a calf is not going to have a goat mother, so why is it that you can't have a hamburger with feta cheese on it, as long as the feta is made from goat's milk and not from cow's milk? And even if you had a cheeseburger made from cow's milk, like a cheddar cheese on a burger, even if you had that, the odds that you would get a calf being with a piece of cheese that comes from the milk of its mother, never going to happen. But what they do is when you protect something that you consider to be precious, you erect a fence around it, or what they call an eruv. And so basically, you don't follow the law strictly to the letter. You branch it out a bit, and you say, okay, well, we're going to follow the law out at this level to make sure that we don't violate the law. So I guess I can understand. So that's your little lesson on Judaism for today. That's why I can understand why the rules for the content creation might be a little more strict than the rules for the that are listed as to what can be done or cannot be done on ChatGPT. So annoying, but at least I understand the logic behind it. Trucker John, just a reason for me to not like religion. Too many stupid restrictions. Hey, the thing about Judaism I can say is like there's lots of restrictions that you can have or you have and you have to keep in place, but we don't force other people to do it. So if you're Jewish and you're observant, I'm not, but if you're Jewish, you follow the rules and do, but you don't take government for example and say we're going to force everybody to be like we are. Now, if there's one Jewish person who doesn't understand his own religion, it's Benjamin Netanyahu. How about that segue? Benjamin Netanyahu has been talking about how now they want to move all of the Palestinians in Gaza to South Sudan. Are you freaking kidding me? That is absolute. Like when I was talking about, Donald Trump and his wanting to move the Palestinians out, I flat out said that's ethnic cleansing. That is textbook ethnic cleansing. You are taking all of the population in a particular area who are, Palestinians, and you're moving them somewhere else. That is literally ethnic cleansing. And now Netanyahu is supporting the same thing, reportedly. They are supporting taking all of the people in Palestine, in Gaza at least, part of Palestine, and moving them to the South Sudan. What? Like, y'all have learned, anybody who supports Netanyahu who's Jewish has no freaking clue about their history. You need to go relearn your history to understand why what you're saying, what you're supporting, what you're doing right now is the biggest pile of bullshit you've ever seen. You should never be doing that. And I will actively oppose that 100% of the time. I've not necessarily been, said what's going on is a genocide in Gaza. I don't argue with the people who say that it is, but I don't necessarily have been saying that it isn't. But that absolutely would be an ethnic cleansing, and A, against international law, B, against morals and ethics that every Jewish person should have. So every one of those needs to go to Sunday school, go learn from their rabbis a little more about how uh, our religion is supposed to work, right? So, but yeah, who's expecting Benjamin Netanyahu to be a good person? Not I, said the fly. So, impeccable living. I love Christianity for the crazy virgin birth, water into wine. It's like Harry Potter, except causes genocide and bad folk music. Uh, Go blow it on the mountain. There was a movie that I saw, and it was like I think I saw it in Jewish day school, and they were trying to teach us about how a lot of these Christian cults work to try and get you involved in them to make it so that you understand their tactics, so you don't get caught up in one. And there's this guy who I guess is trying to infiltrate the cult in order to save, I guess, a sibling or something. I forget what the movie was called, but they were all singing "Go Tell It on the Mountain," and this guy is like sitting in the back of the bus going, "Go blow it on the mountain," which does seem like something that Impeccable Living would want to do.
Oh my.
Anyway, um, Trucker John, you got a new chair? The hell you say? Yes, we've all heard you got the new chair. I think several people have announced it in the chat today. But congratulations on getting your new chair. I need several new chairs in this house, but one thing at a time, shall we? I need my second new knee first before I can worry about a new chair. See, that's what I like. That's what I love about Impeccable Living because I can, you know, these my type of people. We can make these type of jokes about each other and just laugh. Anyway, let's see. What did I miss? What did George say? I think they over me. Ouch. Did you hear about the person uh, who who he was born without any eyelids, but they used his foreskin to create eyelids for himself in order to make sure that he would have eyelids. Um, yeah, he was cockeyed. All right. Anyway, I think I saw that joke somewhere the other day. Let's see, Steve. I have a Trump loving friend over here. We got talking about Superman. He demanded 5 words to describe him. I said, only need one, humble. His manga brain kind of broke. I could see him twitch. You don't understand humble, humility, anything like that. Those aren't things. Let's see. The choice at every game. Everyone wants to know what Christianity is about. Watch John Pickle saying. None of this shit has anything to do with the actual teaching of Jesus, believe it or not, obviously, but a moral philosopher, Jesus is pretty much second to none. I mean, I know the Christian Bible more than a lot of Christians do. There are tons of atheists who are more Christian than actual Christians. especially those that are MAGA types, voting for convicted felon, rapist, um, sexual abuser, pedophile protector. So, 10 George, I could just use Arby's as a replacement. I need to make this text bigger because I'm having trouble seeing some of the text because I'm at a weird angle comparatively. Like a lot of times, like if I'm up close to my like cell phone screen, I'll be like, I'll take my glasses off and I'll be able to read it. And then a lot of times, if I'm, far enough away, like when I'm doing the podcast normally, this laptop screen and the other computer screens will be far enough away from me where I can see it no problem with my glasses vision. This distance is kind of like 50-50, so I'm like kind of squinting a little bit. So, yes, I don't know what they'd say. They'd say, I'll call him illegal and call for his deportation. Exactly. There's a missing child here in Louisiana with who is Hispanic, and everyone's like trying to have cadaver dogs out, trying to think of like he's nonverbal autistic. They have the cadaver dogs out trying to look for him. All this stuff, and I'm just sitting there like, what if he was deported? What if ICE picked him up walking around the street and just deported him because he's a little Hispanic looking kid and wouldn't talk to him? I would not be surprised at this point if that actually took place. So, what else did I want to bring up today? Because I did have. All right, so let's see. We talked about. Oh, Bela. Did everybody see how everyone was kind of confused as to what Donald Trump said about Bela, and he just truthed Bela that it? And people are trying to say, is it Bela like Bella Swan? Is it Bela this OnlyFans creator? Is Bela this? Is Bela that? Trying to figure out all of the things that Bela could be. I think that the most reasonable explanation, and I posted this if you follow me on Liberal Dan Radio on Facebook, you would have seen this already, is that I'm thinking that he was giving code to Vladimir Putin saying that he would be willing to give up Belarus to get peace with Ukraine. So, like, not only can you keep the land in Ukraine, we'll give you Belarus as well. Mazel tov. Maybe. Who knows? Let's see what else. There was an interesting thing. If you remember the end of last show, I made sure to end the show early because I was had the procedure the next day at like 5:30 in the morning. But I wanted to make sure that I had that video produced of me criticizing the Christian Garrick show on WGSO with his guest Derek Fossier talking about the Innocence Project. If you haven't watched that yet, that is available here on YouTube, liberaldanradio.com. You can watch that video if you wish. But the interesting thing that happened with that one, what happened was I went ahead and tagged both of them, both Christian Garrick and Derek Fossier, about what was going on. Basically saying Christian Garrick shouldn't let his guests, especially Derek Fossier, mislead his audience. Holy crap, so much information in this call. And if you want to know the information that was took place in the call, you can just go watch the old video. I'm not going to rehash all that stuff. And of course, Derek Fossier started bringing up all of his lies again and called me a soy-filled idiot who takes his views about the world from Netflix and George Soros instead of court documents. I'm like, can you get any more cliche? Is there any way that you could get any more cliche? And then Christian Garrick is like, what's misleading, sweetheart? And I'm like, watch the video. And while I'm flattered you're not my type, don't call me sweetheart. Because clearly I say in the video what the misinformation is. He's just too damn lazy to read it. And then who happens to come up in that conversation? I didn't tag the person, but who happens to come up in the conversation just because? Mimi Cruer, the wife of Jeff Cruer, whose clips I often play on. I think I've played one of her clips from their He Said, She Said show. But yeah, I was just like, she goes, you know the difference between you, Jeff, Christian, and I? We don't need to use your name for content In fact, our mind, in your minds, are in our minds, you don't exist. Doing a show about someone else's show is not content. Because I was doing a show supposedly about someone else's show. I'm like, okay, your husband doesn't use other people's clips. I find that highly laughable. Um, and so, and then she was like, when is my? I was like, first of all, your husband does use other people's clips, and second of all, and then she's like, well, he never used yours. I'm like, sure he did. He played the song that I came up with as a clapback to your Steve guy from the liberal dandruff, his liberal dandruff parody. I clapped back with Head and Shoulders Above the Rest. Like, you're so wrong. You're so bad at this. Like, I don't understand what redeeming quality that this woman has to not just attract Jeff to have him as have her as his third wife. How does she keep him? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even want to think about what she could possibly do to make him want to stay around, because there's nothing mentally about it, but maybe there's something pertaining to brain.
Oh my.
Anyway, um, what if I do a show that about my show that does clips of other shows? Meta, exactly. It's like showception right there. But yeah, I mean, the idea that you don't take clips of other people and make commentary about them, like I heard something on a local show, and I did. Now most of my content is clearly, you know, my opinion about stuff, and not just responding to people. Although I do plenty of responding as well, but I just don't understand what he could possibly have ever seen in this person to make him go, I'll go for wedding number three. Good to see you, Kevin. Thank you for joining. At least I'm assuming you're joining because Aaron said Kevin, but there it is. There's Kevin. There you go. Of course, Hurricane Aaron is strongly going across the Gulf, or across the Atlantic, I should say, wreaking havoc, if you will, on the shoreline, but not really anywhere else. Just hanging out at sea for the most part. So, killing some fishies. Let's see. Impeccable living. I have arthritis in both of my knees, and I'm sure I have no idea why.
Oh my.
Got to find other things to bend over, right? Um, see, there's one more thing I know I did want to talk about. Not on Twitter. Oh yeah, today Donald Trump is talking about his Newsmax, or he's talking about paper ballots. He made this whole big tweet about paper ballots, or I guess truth is what he made. He made a truth about paper ballots. Let's go ahead and read it again. Because we're only on one screen, it's kind of difficult for me to hop back and forth from all the screens, so I'm not necessarily showing everything that I would normally show. Um, but he basically was like, "I'm going to lead a movement to get rid of mail-in ballots, and also, while we're at it, highly inaccurate, very expensive, and seriously controversial voting machines, which cost 10 times more than the accurate, sophisticated watermark paper, which is faster and leaves no doubt at the end of the evening as to who won and who lost the election. We are now in the only country in the world that uses mail-in voting. I don't believe you. All others gave it up because of massive voter fraud encountered. We have not encountered massive voter fraud with mail-in votes in any of the states that go 100% mail-in votes. I don't think the elderly are using mail-in votes to, vote by mail in a fraudulent manner. I don't think the military is using mail-in votes to vote in a fraudulent manner. I guess we're getting rid of mail-in voting. The military can't vote, right? I guess we're getting rid of mail-in voting. The elderly who are stuck at home and can't get out to the voting machine, or the disabled who can't do that, they're not going to be able to come out and vote either, right? Right? I mean, that's the end result of getting rid of mail-in voting. Of course, there was the hypocrisy of conservatism when I remember them bitching and moaning about mail-in voting and people voting early and whatever. And then I'm driving through Florida, and all these signs are on the road from the government saying, "Go vote early. Go pick up your absentee ballot if you need it, and come vote with an absentee ballot." We will begin this effort, which will be strongly opposed by the Democrats because they cheated at levels never seen before. Projection, or I should say, projection, projection. Projection. Excuse me. By signing an executive order helping honesty to bring the 2026 midterm elections. Remember, the states are merely an agent for the federal government in counting and tabulating the votes. Man, if Joe Biden would have ever said that that what the federal government that the states are an agent of the federal government for counting votes, they would have flipped their collective gaskets. But now that Trump's saying it, they're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I believe it's true, huh?" They must do what the federal government, as represented by the president of the United States, tells them for the good of our own country to do. So again, he's not a president. He's not presenting himself as president. He's presenting himself as king, and then everybody must pay fealty to our king in the north or whatever, or king in the whatever. With their horrible radical left policies like open borders, men playing in women's sports, transgender and woke for everyone, and so much more. Democrats are virtually unelectable without using this completely disproven. Mail-in scam elections can never be honest with mail-in voting. And everybody, in particular the Democrats, knows this. And I and the Republican Party will fight like hell to bring honesty and integrity back to our elections, mail-in and ballot hoax. He's completely unhinged. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. I'm surprised you didn't just sign it King at that point because, that's what you're acting as. That's what you're creating. It's absurd. It's just completely absurd. He's going to start banging his shoe like Khrushchev on a podium at some point. So, because Trump considers it cheating because he tells all his contractors the check is in the mail. Yep, exactly. Jake Tapper would write another book. Yeah, if Joe Biden would have said that the states are an agent of the federal government and must do what the president says, yeah, he would write a book. Republicans would have aneurysms. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. But nope, Trump says it. They had completely abandoned all their principles. They never even had the principles in the first place. They just claimed them, but they just get rid of all of their principles simply because all hail King MAGA, right? So women, they are coming for your vote too. Yeah, they are. And even Marjorie Taylor Greene understands the sexism in the GOP now. I just can't believe that she sees the sexism that exists in the GOP and not only sees it but addresses it, talks about it, etc. Wow, 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 as whatchamacallit would say. Kim Jong Trump. Yeah, exactly. They always vote by mail in Minnesota. I'm not waiting in a long line to like a chump. I have more important gay things to do, as do we all, right?
Oh my.
Anyway, um, Steve from across the pond. There was another Superman conversation with my Trumpy friend. If you want to hear it, sure, you can share it. Share it with the class. Anyway, uh, but yeah, this ridiculous blowhard doesn't know anything about the Constitution. Doesn't know anything about whatever. Um, they claim that we don't know anything about due process rights, but they don't even know what it means. So, but again, back to the Donald Trump thing, though, he's talking about all the how the voting machines are bad and fraud and a scam and this and that and the other. Well, Newsmax just had to settle another lawsuit and pay out damages in another lawsuit. Why? Because they said incorrect things about the company, one of the companies that makes these voting machines. Basically trying to say that these voting machines are inaccurate, these voting machines can be trusted, and it's like, well, no, this is what we do to make sure that everything is, kept in check, and here you go. And they continued to report it. They got sued. They effed around. They found out, pretty much. So, anyway, for those that are new here and haven't seen the shirt yet, just remember that this is the Liberal Dan Radio Al Gore needs more rhythm shirt. Uh, Looking like a parental advisory label. Um, like Tipper Gore used to be responsible for because she wanted to get all those albums, whatchamacallit, marked as being crude or whatever, which I think just led to more sales of those shirts. But that shirt and the FDT are both available on the store, Liberal Dan Radio Store, which is http store.liberaldanradio.com, or just go to liberaldan.com, find the Liberal Dan Radio Store link, click on that, and they'll send you right to there. So, anywho. Um, Dan, did they let you keep your old knee? No, I did not get to keep my own. I didn't even think to ask if I'd be able to keep my own knee, the old knee. But no, I don't have my old knee. It's just my new knee. Not a pacifier, but a new knee. And then maybe I'll ask for my right knee. Maybe my right knee will be somewhat salvageable, and I'll be able to say, "Hey, can I at least see my right knee and say goodbye to it before it goes away off in its merry way?" Um, this place was, again, it was a very, it wasn't, because everyone talked about, oh, you went to the hospital. No, it was a surgical center. And I was in at 5:30, got there right on time, and I was out, I think I was home at 1:30 in the afternoon. It was crazy. Like, I was not expecting to be home by 1:30, laying in the bed, just chilling out, maxing, relaxing on pool. Definitely not shooting some b-ball outside of any school at the moment. Definitely wouldn't be able to do a crossover dribble. Used to be able to, but maybe when I have two new knees, I'll be able to do a crossover dribble again and lose maybe about another 50 to 100 pounds. Who knows? So, Joseph, name dog, tax open the door, income tax. At least you didn't name the dog Stains when you tell the dog, you know, Stains to come. Uh, well, what do you say but that? Anyway, um, let's see. What else did I miss? Don't pick on the dogs. Let them in. Thomas is behind me. What do you want? Yeah, let the dogs in. If they're barking, let them in. Anyway, shouldn't have to tell people to let the barking dogs inside. Anyway, he's very confused right now. Also, my Trumpy friend asked me if I want to see Superman show when he was a wee runt, and that saved no one. FDS I replied, and it was the episode of where Pa Kent dies in front of Clark. Well, duh. Um, Thank you, Impeccable Living, for sending me a little gift. Let me see. I can see it on my. I need to set it. I need to figure out how to do that. Oh, thank you very much, Impeccable Living. You're awesome. Yes, yeah, Jeff Stain. I got ideas. Yes, uh, there is a song about that. If you look up the dog named Stains, uh, and what they used to call out when they wanted to get Stains to get closer. Anyway, hello, Molly. Good to see you. A joy to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Um, I don't know how much longer. Again, I only got about 2 3 hours of sleep last night. I don't know why I didn't sleep as well as I did Saturday night. Saturday night I actually got pretty good sleep, despite the fact that I was in more pain than I was yesterday. Yesterday, for some reason, I could not get to sleep. Um, let's see. Yes, exactly. He didn't save him not because he can't, because he know he can't. Exactly, Steve. That's but they would never get that. So anyway, um, that's pretty much all I had to talk about on today's show. And we're not opening up the phone lines because I don't know how well the phone lines will work with my current setup, audio wise. So, and I probably do need to do some more work. I forgot to take my medicine. I need to take my medicine before I go to sleep. Um, that's an important thing to do. Anyway, so we are going to go ahead and probably just go ahead and call this show for tonight. We will play the new song again, the "If Trump Can't See It, It Must Not Exist" song, just to let everybody else see it, and we'll get that uploaded before I go to sleep tonight. Maybe it might go live tomorrow morning. So thank you all very much for participating, for joining me today. Um, we will see. I'm not expecting to do a show upstairs on Wednesday, but hopefully by Monday I'll be able to walk up the stairs and be able to make sure to, get to the computer as well. So until next time, I'm not doing a Nerdy Dance stream tomorrow. Again, that would require a lot more difficulty getting stuff all coordinated. So there's no Nerdy Dance stream tomorrow. But Wednesday I'll be doing another Liberal Dance stream. Whether or not it's from this room or upstairs remains to be seen. But until then, thank y'all so much for joining. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Obama and Bush's pictures got hidden, obscuring the past, history rewritten, hung in a hallway where no tour can see, confirming his unending fragility. If Trump can't see it, you must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list, object permanence, a milestone missed. If Trump can't see it, he must not exist. The testing was the line that he said. Hundreds of thousands needlessly dead. Now HHS is run by brainworm quack, hiding the truth behind his back. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list, an administration run by narcissists. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Of documents stacked floor to the wall, top secret folders in a bathroom stall. Charges were pressed, but the case was dropped. A corrupt judicial system he can co-opt. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Else includes the Epstein list. He'll swear it's fake news, a liberal twist. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. Downtown tents lining the street. Invisible people that power won't beat. Hide them away so the cameras can't find it. Proof of a system that's cold and unkind. Of chaos in secret and NDA sign. An illegal bribe, Michael Cohen fine. Trump got fined too over his gag order, but she didn't gag, cause he was much shorter. It must not exist. That also includes the Epstein list. We can't let him win, we must resist. If Trump can't see it, it must not exist. First you get down on your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, 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 genuflect. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared them with the pontiff. Everybody say his own. Huey, hey, a lay song, doing the Vatican rap. Get in line in that processional, step into that small confessional. They're the guy who's got religional, tell you if your sin's original. If it is, try playing it safer. Drink the wine and chew the wafer. 2, 4, 6, 8. Time to transubstantiate. So get down upon your knees, fiddle with your rosaries, bow your head with great respect, and genuflect, genuflect, genuflect. Make a cross on your abdomen, we're in our own Ave Maria, damn, it's good to see ya. Getting ecstatic and sorta dramatic and doing the Vatican rap.
Spring is here, suffering is here. Life is Skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is the spring. I do, don't you?
Of course you do.
But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me. It makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world sings in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society. With our games, they call it impiety and lack of propriety, and quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon. So if someday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amid laughter at merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine. Me feed to a pigeon, it just takes a smidgen to poison a pigeon in the park.
I ache for the touch of your lips, dear, but much more for the touch of your whips, dear. You can raise welts like nobody else as we dance to the masochism polka. Let our love be a flame, not an ember. Say it's me that you want to dismember. Blacken my eye, set fire to my tie as we dance to the masochism polka. At your command, before you here I stand. My heart is in my hand. Ugh, it's here that I must be. My heart entreats, just hear those savage beats, and go put on your cleats and come and trample me. Your heart is hard as stone or mahogany. That's why I'm in such exquisite agony. My soul is on fire, it's aflame with desire, which is why I perspire when we coca. You caught my nose in your left castanet, love. I can feel the pain yet, love. Every time I hear drums and I envy the rose that you held in your teeth, love, with the thorns underneath, love, sticking into your gums. Your eyes cast a spell that bewitches. The last time I needed 20 stitches, oh, to sew up the gash that you made with your lash as we dance to the masochism polka. Bashing my brain and make me scream with pain, then kick me once again and say we'll never part. I know too well I'm underneath your spell, So darling, if you smell something burning is my heart. Excuse me, take your cigarette from its holder and burn your initials in my shoulder. Fracture my spine and swear that you're mine as we dance to the masochism polka.
I like turtles.